Today I'm going to show you how to do some of these problems from the 2.5 practice. So carbon-14 has a half-life of 5,730 years. Keep in mind, we don't care that it's named carbon-14. All we care about is the half-life. So to find the decay rate, we've called it growth factor. It's really like a decay factor, decay rate. It's all finding our B, because again, our general form is y equals a b to the t. So to do this, we basically are looking for when we have 1/2 a equals ab to the 5,730, because it takes 5,730 years for a to turn into half of itself. And this is where our a's cancel, because you divide both sides by a, so we end up with 1/2 equals b to the power of 5730. To cancel out that power, we'll do both sides to the power of 5,730. So if you multiply this by the fraction, you end up with b by itself. So you end up with 1/2 to the power of 1 over 5730 is equal to b, and that's just calculator work. Your b should be 0.9999. I had to round to 4 decimal places, because if I rounded to 3, it would really just go to 1. And it's really not decaying if you multiply by 1, right? Because nothing would change. So now we find an exponential equation for the percentage of carbon-14 remaining after t years. So essentially what that means is our initial amount, or our A, would be 100%. So A is 1. So our equation, we're told to use P of t, so I'm going to use it. It really doesn't matter. So P of t equals 1, because we're starting with 100%, times 0.9999 to the t. And for this last piece, there's a skull that's 200 years old, so that's our t. So P of 200 equals 1 times 0.9999. I don't know what happened there. Nope, it's still there. Sorry. 0.9999 to the power of 200. And this should be 0.9761 or 97.61%. So that's how much of the carbon-14 will remain. So a lot of it. Okay. A certain substance has a half-life of 40 years. I'll go through this one too. And again, you're under no obligation to watch all of this. You can check your answers with the key, but if it's helping, keep it up. So a certain substance has a half-life of 40 years. So I'm going to skip straight through 1/2 equals a times b to the half-life. So 1/2 equals, I'm sorry, the a is not even there. I'm going to skip right to 1/2 equals b to the 40th. You could do the steps up above like we did up here, but you don't need to. So then we'll do to the power of 1 over 40. So 1/2 to the power of 1 over 40 will be our b. So b is 0.9828. I really didn't specify. If you rounded this to, 3 decimals, that's fine. If we originally have 50, how much is left after 24 years? And this, in part B, that means A is 50. So our general formula would be P of t equals 50 times our B, 0.9828, to the t. And then after 24 years, that's just P of 24. So 50 times 0.9828 to the power of 24. And this should be 32.97, and our units are grams. For part C, we're assuming now we're not really dealing with part B. We're saying now we don't know what our A was. So now our A is a question mark. So this is kind of totally separate from part B. So if our general form was P of t equals A times 0.9828 to the t, now we want to solve for our A. And to do that, So if 30 grams remain after 10 years, that would be that P of 10 equals A times 0.9828 to the 10th, and that equals 30 grams. And if we divide both sides by 0.9828 to the 10th power, whatever that is, our A will just be 30 divided by 0.9828 to the power of 10, which is 35.68. Oops, lost an 8. I just put a G instead for grams. I skipped a step. So 35.68 grams. So that would be our A in part C. So more applications. Let's see, for number 3, keep in mind that the half-life's in days, so 10 weeks. You'll have to do 10 weeks times 7 days in a week, so you have to use 70 days. But I'll let you do this one on your own. You can check your answer with the key. For number 4, this is similar to the one before. Just know that our A equals 1, which is 100%. We're talking about percentages, okay? But again, feel free to look at the key. Down here, this is all using your calculator to find regression equations. So you can look at the 2.5 notes, and it shows you step by step what to do. And then you can look at your answers in the answer key and check to see if you got them right.